Grounded 2 may be getting its first major update much sooner than I originally anticipated. A few days ago, the developers made an interesting post on TikTok that made me rethink how soon the fall update will be coming. Before I dive into the news, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss any future Grounded 2 news updates. After seeing the roadmap for Grounded 2, my initial impressions were that the fall update, which is going to be the first big planned update, was going to happen sometime in probably October or November. I thought that for a couple of reasons. First was that I was expecting the first couple of months to be focused on addressing performance issues and bug fixes, as lots of people have experienced those things. There's lots of game crashes and stuff like that. There's been a couple of hot fixes that have helped a little bit, but there's still more room for improvement. I also thought that they might time that update with maybe some type of seasonal event like they did in the first game. So back in the original Grounded game, there was a Halloween event where they would put a pumpkin on the deck of the house, and they would also have candy corn and stuff spread around the yard. So I thought maybe they would do both of those at the same time. My thoughts on this changed, however, when someone pointed me to a post that Obsidian, the developers, made on TikTok. So taking a look at this little screenshot here of their TikTok, it says, "Talk to us. We're listening how Grounded 2 evolves with the community. September 1st, 12 to 1 p.m. And this is at PAX West. So it looks like they're going to be doing a little panel where they're going to be showing off or talking about Grounded 2. So this is about 2 weeks from now as I'm recording this. And the more interesting part was the description of this post. So the description reads, "From your wildest builds to new boss battles like Axel the Tarantula, see how your voice can help forge the next chapter of Grounded 2. Grounded 2 is growing in real time, and the community is part of the dev team. Join the hosts, Eric, Chris, Miles, and Yvonne for behind the scenes look at how early access feedback is shaping Brook Hollow." And the main thing I want to point out there is that they're talking about new boss battles like Axel the Tarantula. So they're actually directly calling out that they're going to be talking about or potentially showing the Tarantula boss. Now, while there's no mention in here that this is going to lead to an update immediately thereafter, what I want to point out though is that in the past, when they did this during live streams, I believe they did it during some live events that they attended. They would sometimes show off an update and immediately drop the actual update itself or give a date for it, which was very soon after. I think it would be a really odd choice to show off a boss and then not actually do anything with it for, I don't know, a month or two. So I think more likely than not that because of this specifically, that the update is actually going to come much sooner than I expected. So looking at the roadmap here, you'll see that the fall update has Axel, who's the Tarantula boss. And like I said, I originally expected this to potentially drop sometime in October and November, with the winter update coming a couple months after that. With this new update that they're going to be talking about this or showing off the Tarantula boss, it sounds like they're going to be showing it off. I don't think they're just going to talk about it. I think they're actually going to show it. And the fact that the entire arena for the boss, it looks like it's pretty much done. I'm sure you've probably seen some videos if you've been looking around on YouTube or any other platforms. People have gone into the arena where the boss is going to be, and it looks like it's pretty well complete and not much work's going to need to be done to it. Basically just drop the boss in. And I think at this point, maybe they're just working on final touches on the actual boss battle itself. So with that fall update, like I said, I originally thought it was probably going to be October, November. The winter update I was expecting to be sometime like early 2026, with the summer update coming late, obviously like about a year from now. So maybe July of next year. What I'm thinking now is that if they actually show off the boss fight in 2 weeks, that the fall update will be sometime in September. It may be September 1st. It may be the actual day they show it off. It may be the week after that. But I think at the very worst, it's going to be sometime shortly after they do this presentation on September 1st. That would slide the whole timeline up. That would mean the winter update, instead of being after the new year, being in like February or March, that they might actually try to get it out before the end of the year, meaning that they could coincide it with potentially having something like the first game had, where there was like a holiday event where there was the Christmas tree and the wreath and stuff like that, and you could get gifts and stuff from the little Christmas tree you could place down. I think that would be really awesome, and honestly, this get me super excited because if they can do 2 major updates before the end of the year, I think that would do very well for bringing more people back to the game and retaining players. If the updates were more spread out, where we didn't really get that first major winter update until February or March next year, I think it's going to be a much tougher sell to get people to come back to the game, because at that point, anybody who's left is probably just going to be waiting for the big update when 1.0 happens. There's also, if you look at the winter update, we have the new tier 3 equipment, tier 3 Omni tool stuff. I think that's like one of the things that people are really, really desperate for right now. A lot of people are looking to harvest the pine cones, harvest all the tier 3 resources around the map. Right now, a lot of the people that I've seen playing are still playing the game seem to be spending a lot of time building those tier 3 that tier 3 upgrade will let us get the pine cone stem palette, which will let us carry far more. It also will be introducing the mushroom blocks, new furniture and stuff like that. So it will give people that are enjoying the building aspect of the game a much more freedom and design. They would have many more options for building. It also have the coziness in there, which would give a reason for building, so you're not just building for the sake of building. And then if we look at the back to the fall update, there is a mention on there of actual furniture. So like a lot of the bosses from the first game, it looks like the boss is going to have not only armor and weapon set, but or a weapon and armor set, but also having furniture to go along with it. There's also changes for the buggies on there, which I think is that's going to be something that I think is going to be a big focus, is the buggy stuff. The next video I make after this is going to be focused on the buggies, because after looking at the way the game is designed and a video I made last week talking about the map design choice, I have some strong opinions on the buggies that I want to give, and I think that could be a whole video in itself. But anyway, looking at this roadmap now, I think that this kind of shifts things up, and I know a lot of people said when the roadmap first dropped, well, this isn't going to be all-encompassing, and I was the same. I said this is just kind of like a template of what they're going to, kind of an outline of what's planned. You can see that there's future plans with not a lot of detail in them, so these were just kind of the set-in-stone things. They were going to do 3 big updates in the first year or so. But I think if they actually do end up moving the fall update up to September, and if the winter update actually happens before the end of the year, that there's going to have to be something in the spring next year. Of course, they'll probably do the spring event where they have the Easter eggs hidden around the map and that replace the food spawns, and that'll let us get like candy trinkets and extra candy and stuff like that. They'll probably do something like that, I would imagine, to fill in that space. But maybe they'll also sneak in some kind of minor update in there, maybe add something new that was planned for the future and just slide it up, just to kind of keep people, like I said, keep people engaged with the game, keep people playing. But that's kind of my thoughts on the update. What do you guys think? Do you think that, are you excited? First of all, are you excited to watch the reveal of the first boss to see what it's like? Are you going to avoid it so it's just a complete surprise to you? I'm kind of on the fence. While I do want to I want to know everything they're going to be talking about. At the same time, I kind of want the fight to be a surprise. So maybe they'll just show some like still shots of it or something like that, things you may have already seen because people have data mined all that information. But I don't want to actually see the fight itself. So if they do show the fight itself, I'll probably just listen to the audio and not actually watch that part. But I'm definitely hoping that this presentation they do in 2 weeks is going to be focused on giving us an actual date for the update. And I really hope the update is coming in September and not October and November. And I really hope that I'll take that as a sign that they don't even have to confirm this or not, that the rest of this roadmap might shift a little bit forward, where I was concerned that it might be shifting backwards just because of all of the performance issues that a lot of people have had to deal with. The crashes, people are still getting crashes, and then just the bugs that need to be fixed, like things spawning in the terrain or things not respawning. I've had a lot of resources just not respawning on my world for some reason lately, like flower petals and the blueberries up on the picnic table literally have not respawned in like weeks in game. My milkweed seem to be spawning a lot of them under the terrain, so I'm having a little bit of trouble farming those. So hopefully those are things that can get addressed in the interim, and then we do actually get this update in the near future. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below. How excited are you for this update? Will you be coming back for it if you've taken a break from the game, or are you still playing the game? Let me know all those things in the comments down below. If you found this video interesting, make sure to hit the like button and consider subscribing for more content just like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.